I am Doomsvince, and this is day 47 of Spawn Year.
Violator continues to perplex me to no end. We're told this issue that he was banished to Earth at some point after his doubts about Malebolgia's methods of choosing human souls to lead his army, quote, caused him to stray oddly on a particular mission. We've been told spawns are only recruited every 400 years, which seems pretty arbitrary, so this either happened centuries ago and he's been running all over Earth doing little errands for Bolgi, or this is referring to his mission with Al. I have no idea what particular mission this is referring to, but I doubt it's talking about the current spawn. Since this is all contrary to Violator's original complaint to Malebolgia back when he was killing mob guys for no good reason, asking, since when do mortals raid, when they've clearly raided forever, I find myself having to forget what I know and try to piece together what's still valid and what's been reinvented for the sake of convenience. Rather than contradicting what we've been told already because he doesn't like it anymore, or thinks he has a better idea now, or doesn't know how to reconcile it with new stories he wants to tell, McFarlane should be looking for creative ways to work within the world he's already developed. Instead of making the bed with a fresh set of sheets every so often, McFarlane periodically just sets the bed on fire, builds a new one, and pretends it was the same bed all along. As usual, I don't understand what Violator is doing at all. He lured Spawn to him last issue in a lame attempt at bullying him into staying where Violator can find him, threatening to kill Spawn's alley friends if he doesn't, and also he can obliterate Spawn when he finally feels like it. Now, after being washed down into the sewer after a drain pipe exploded, Spawn is missing, and Violator decides to change his tactics because Spawn's costume has transmuted sooner than it should have, and he's too powerful to confront directly. So, as far as I can figure, his new plan, working with Jason Wynn to put pressure on the people from Al's old life he still cares about, is his attempt at proving to Malebolgia that he's the better soldier by, I don't know, using the exact same tactics Bolgi is using to turn Spawn into the perfect soldier? Isn't this the whole reason McFarlane keeps stalling the narrative, and why so little of consequence has happened in 34 issues? To make us think that Malebolgia has some grandiose plan for Spawn, and it's all about keeping him confused and frustrated. I'm ready for the ball to start moving down the court here, to start getting answers about why Spawn is supposedly so special and integral to the war between heaven and hell. I'm already completely out of patience. And now the plot is even further convoluted by Violator doing the exact same thing Bolgi is, to prove to Bolgi how worthless Spawn is. I don't understand what anyone is doing or why they're doing it. And everyone is just pretending like they all get what they're doing, even as they're clearly making it all up as they go along. You know who's really confused and frustrated? Me. And there's only one thing keeping me reading on. Let me tell you, it's not because I'm confident there's some well-considered and logical payoff to all of this. I'm not even reviewing anymore. Now I'm just ranting. Okay, I'm gonna take a deep breath here. I have a job to do. While Violator is busy recruiting Wynn to mess with Spawn's head, Spawn mutilates a drug lord while he's watching an underground nude female mud wrestling match because he's taking advantage of a kid who buys drugs to resell, charging the boy, Tyrone, twice his usual going rate. I don't know why Spawn is getting involved here. This isn't a matter of just another child being mistreated. This is a street punk with his own illegal drug business, and Spawn intervenes with a brutality he usually reserves for psychos who commit unthinkable crimes like Billy Kincaid. Spawn's angry because drug runners aren't playing fair? If he's so upset about how this punk kid is being treated by fellow criminals, why isn't he killing every drug peddler who sells their poison to children? At the end, Cagliostro reveals that Tyrone wasn't being strong-armed, and he was just looking at some new samples. Never mind how the heck Cagliostro knows freaking everything about freaking everything. McFarlane is trying to illustrate that Spawn doesn't understand the streets, that he's too impulsive and too emotional, and it makes sense that Spawn wouldn't want these gangbangers to turn children into what they are. But once again, Spawn's played up as ridiculously naive, believing all kids are innocent and aren't responsible for their own crimes. No need to look into the situation or anything. If he had, Spawn would have known Tyrone has killed 2 people and he runs this neighborhood. But Cagliostro makes it sound like Spawn is heading down a clear evil path, which Hell wants him to walk down. From where I'm sitting, it doesn't look like Spawn is heading down any path at all. He's just meandering along like he always has. And to think, back in issue 24, I thought Spawn was finally starting to take the reins and make some sense. I guess I was the one who was naive. There are also several other scenes here for padding. Sam meeting Twitch's beautiful wife, which is embarrassingly typical. I'm supposed to be surprised, like Sam, that a woman like that would marry Twitch, and it's supposed to be funny when he crassly describes her features to Twitch, not realizing that that's who she's married to. Maybe I'm just bitter about how trapped in limbo, or is it the overlap, the main narrative is, but I find this scene really juvenile. There's also a pointless scene with Wanda and Grandma Blake to remind us they exist. All of Spawn's loved ones have to show up here, so we'll be worried for them when Clown and Wynn plot against them. And Terry is working closely with Wynn now, helping him uncover a conspiracy in Wynn's circle when he himself used to be the target for a bogus investigation. And I'm so fed up with the lack of coherent storytelling, I'll admit it. I skipped the boring news anchor page this issue. I doubt seriously if that clears much up. Signed, Captain Logan.